Information fueled,
opinion driven. This is Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis.
And so, my fellow Americans,
we talk news.
8:05, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Appreciate you listening, and I feel like I'm in front of country music royalty because Chris Wallin is to my left. Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Now, Chris has written songs for Garth Brooks, Montgomery Gentry, Brad Paisley. I mean, it goes on and on. Joe Diffie, Diamond Rio, Kenny Chesney, and many, many more. You don't even look that old.
Well, thank you. It's a miracle.
Now, so you are you are the A&R, one of the higher ups for Based Records, and that is an unapologetically Christian and conservative record company.
Correct.
And so right now you have a song out. It's called, I played it earlier, Fire, by John Kahn. And is that number one on iTunes? Somebody told me it was number one on iTunes.
Fighter is number one in all genres on iTunes. Right?
That is amazing. Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That is incredible.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Now, did you write that?
I did.
Okay.
I wrote that with John, and it was while we were writing it honestly, we kind of had Trump in mind when we started writing it. But we were hoping one day it would do this, but Trump just retweeted it.
Yeah.
Coming number one, like literally, we wrote this song. I'm thinking, it's less than 2 months ago.
Okay. Well, and the video, and if you want to see the video, I tweeted it out. I posted to my X account at Dan Mandis Show. This is a little bit of it. Need some audio?
That's what I do. I didn't soldier on this bar just to lose.
And the video kind of chronicles Trump's campaign. And it's Trump doing campaign stuff and connecting with the American people. And it is such a great song. Song is called Fighter. Of course, you know that after the first assassination attempt, he got up and he said, fight, fight, fight. Is that where the inspiration came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
That and just the tenacity.
Oh, he's got tenacity.
It's
amazing.
It's amazing. And not only that, while we were writing the song, we wanted to make sure that his followers were involved because they're also fighting. Mm-hmm. They're also fighting for, for their freedom. They're fighting for, for a way of life.
We're fighting for our country, election integrity. I could go on and on.
And we made, in the video, if you notice, we could have did the whole thing where it's just, but you just really, kind of a hard hitting thing. But what we wanted to do is actually show his softer side and show, and then at the end, that's what we left the whole iconic fist pumping thing at the end on purpose just to see that it's led up to that.
One of the things, it's very introspective. When I was watching the video, and again, you can find it on my X feed at Dan Mandis Show, I found it very introspective. Now, Based Records, everybody is thinking it's B-A-S-E-D, Based in Truth, but it's not.
No.
Is it B-A-S-T-E?
It's B-A-S-T-E.
Okay.
And I tell you, there's actually, and that was like that before I came in the picture. Mm-hmm. And I wondered about that too. And it's interesting. The reason that they did that is because they tell me is because of the algorithm.
Oh, interesting.
If you do,
yep.
It's sad that you have to even think about that, but you know,
it's
if
a reality of conservatives,
my friend. Yeah, if you talk about conservative and based, the algorithm will squash you. Well, we have a turkey leg, and it's like based in a turkey, on our logo. So it's, I think sometimes we kind of go under the algorithm because of that. But it's weird that you have to even think about that, but you do.
Yeah, well, yeah, as I said, and in fact, I spent one of the previous segments that I was talking about censorship and COVID and all that kind of stuff. Yep. So you had an incredible career, though. I just mentioned some of the folks that you wrote for. Are you worried that going to work specifically for Bass Records as A&R, guy in charge of A&R, which is the guy who basically finds the musicians?
Right.
Is that what
finds the talent? And I write a lot of the songs and I produce everything too. So
do you really?
Yeah, all of this stuff I produce as well. Yeah.
So did you feel like you were giving something up in order to focus just on this genre of music, because it is a different genre?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, when I was first approached to come into Bass Records, I really had to do some soul searching because especially at that time, it was people, and they still are, just the cancel culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
Is so crazy. And one of our mottos is we want to be the counterculture to cancel culture.
There you go. I love that.
And so at first I was thinking, and I talked to my wife, I said, this is two passions for me. But I know I'm going to hear from some of my friends. I know that there's going to be some pushback on this. And the conclusion I came to is we have to start speaking up. And if not through music, where? Because they have, like you said, between algorithms and other things that are happening in the world, they squash everything that people like us say. And it's really hard to get through. And we've actually went through a lot of, struggles as a company because of that as well. When they find out that we're a conservative leaving company, it's challenging to find people to work with us sometimes.
What's so weird is that you're talking about a country that has rampant illegal immigration, rampant crime, economy's, really tough right now. And of course, all the things we've all experienced in the last 4 years. What the hell is wrong with conservatism? That's the thing that I don't understand. What is it that these people who would be critical of Bass Records? So what exactly is your problem with conservatism? I would ask you, because I've asked my liberal friends that, and that's why they're no longer my friends.
Well, and they will instantly say, well, did you hear what Trump said?
Oh, it's so dumb. It is so dumb.
I know, it's so crazy. But, that's the thing is I think that just for an instance, I'll be quick about this, but we actually had a huge, I'm not going to say their name, huge distribution company in town that I knew the president. I knew a lot of people there. They were going to be our distribution. It was awesome. We got that deal and we signed a contract. And the next thing you know, I get a call from my buddy and saying that they don't want to, the middle people were all liberal and they didn't want to work with us. They didn't want to push our records.
Wow.
And we hadn't even put out a record yet. We didn't even have a song out yet. And what I told them, I said, at least give me a chance to make you mad. Don't take that away from me.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so it's just crazy that we ended up having to pull out. We lost our whole distribution deal before we even put out a song because they knew we were a conservative company.
How liberal is country music?
It's gotten pretty liberal. Bad. There's still, I will say this, I think publicly it's pretty, it's pretty liberal, but there's so many people, we've had so many people come up to me, friends that I've had for years come up and kind of look around both of their shoulders and say, hey, I love what you guys are doing.
Just make sure that nobody else is watching or listening,
Yeah, like they're about to tell a really bad joke, it's like, and I said, there's fans out there that are starving for something real. They're starving for authenticity with artists. That used to, an artist that actually sang what he believed used to just be called an artist.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
And that's what we want to bring back,
So when I just listed a whole bunch, I don't need to mention any names, but there's a lot of artists that you have written for. Mm-hmm. Have you heard from them? And again, have you heard from some of those artists that you've written for in the past and they've said, "What are you doing?" Have you got some pushback like that?
I've gotten the most pushback is honestly from there's been a few songwriters, friends of mine that I've known for 20 years that are kind of asking me, they're like, "Why are you doing this? And why are you?" And for me, it's just, it used to be okay to disagree. Mm-hmm. Pretty soon they're going to cancel you if you sing a song about God. They're going to cancel you if, God forbid, you call a woman a woman.
Your pro-life song.
Yes.
I played that. Remind me the name?
I Was Gonna Be by Rachel Holt.
So I don't know if you folks remember, rather famously, oh gosh, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about the song. I played that song about a month and a half, 2 months ago, live on the air.
Right.
And it did bring me to tears. It is a pro-life song. And I think that is indicative of a lot of the songs that you folks are producing, where they are based, no pun intended, but they're based in truth.
Right.
And they're based in reality and conservatism. Is it harder to write? And if you folks don't know the song, please go find it. Is it harder or easier to write your standard country song versus the kind of songs that you're writing now?
Honestly, it's so freeing for me. I've spent 20-something years writing songs, having to try and be commercial, having to try and think of what someone else, I was going to be. There is no way anyone in country music would have ever sang that song. Yeah. For me to even write that song, start writing, I wasn't even, for me, it was just going to be for me, just to get it out of me. It wasn't even honestly for an artist.
Yeah.
But for so many years, trying to write songs that other people would sing and try to get in their heads and actually say, well, this would be a great Kenny song. Well, we can't say this if it's a Kenny song. We can't say, or now it's so freeing to me to be able to write something like that and have people hear it.
And there's so many things out there that are inspiring these days. I mean, I am so inspired by Donald Trump. I am so inspired by Donald Trump supporters because of which I'm one, because of everything that has transpired over the past, not only the last 4 years, but everything Trump went through over the last 8 years.
Absolutely.
So for me, I think that there is a lot of inspiration that people can get from music that connects to conservatives and the Donald Trump supporter. And there's a lot of things out there that, I mean, if you're a songwriter, you can draw from as far as inspiration goes. I mean, it's just, where do you even start? And it's going to be I'm going to try to word this the right way. Is it easier to find inspiration from Donald Trump and his supporters, or is it easier to draw inspiration from the train wreck that the last 4 years has been? Do you know what I mean? Like Biden and Harris has been just a cavalcade of errors and train wrecks. Donald Trump is, had a better record when he was president, and he offers more hope. Which is the easier to write from?
Yeah, I think it's a little of both because, you, as a songwriter, you're always, I'm always thinking of collectively what large groups are thinking. And I think because of both of those things, there's a massive group that is watching the news and shaking their heads, wondering how in the world did we get here, and how are we going to get out of it? And there's one group that's been in there for 4 years and saying that they're going to change everything all of a sudden when they get back in office. Mm-hmm. And, and then there's someone else that, that has, that actually did change some things. Mm-hmm. So that's your choice.
So how hopeful are you right now?
I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I think that if people actually show up like I know they could, I really think that I read something the other day where the least the people who vote the least is Christian. It was something else. There was two, and it was basically us. Yeah, and it really floored me. And if we actually showed up the way I know we can, I think it'll be a landslide.
So, Based Records, you have Chris Wallin, head of A&R. Do you have enough artists? Is it difficult to find artists that do what you want them to do? And, everybody is sort of,
Well, yeah, we've been really lucky in finding people like Rachel Holt and of course Afro Man, which was crazy. We also have Chad Prather. We're about to do an EP on Chad Prather, which we have, and I'm bringing some of my friends in to collaborate as well. John Rich is singing a harmony on Chad's new song. Okay. I've known John forever. And so it's a song called Watered Down that's going to be coming out. We're going to have an EP on Chad and John is singing a harmony with him, featuring him. Okay. We have, with Rachel, we have a song probably in the next couple of months that's going to be coming out that she's singing with Daryl Worley.
Oh, one of my all-time favorites.
Daryl's a dear friend of mine.
Holy mackerel.
He is a dear friend of mine.
I got to meet him a few years ago.
Oh, man.
And it was
great.
a highlight.
Oh, yeah. He's the real deal. But. So where can people find, because a lot of folks that are listening may not be familiar with a lot of your music. And so how do people, is there a website people can go? How can people find the stuff? Yes, absolutely. Go to basedrecords.com. That's BASTERECORDS.com. And we have all kinds of merch and everything as well. So, go buy some merch and we're going to start, actually, I think it's already on the site where we can do a membership where you get you can kind of get background stuff that's happening.
Well, if you have local concerts, will you let us help you promote it?
Oh, please. That would be amazing. Yeah, I would love to do some stuff with you guys. When
you do concerts locally, we would love to help. So
thank you so much.
I think what you do is so incredible and so brave and courageous as well.